I'm Valhallan, and today I bring you another video. Today we're doing just painting. I don't show any kit bash, but simple enough. It is a Votan Pioneer's head, so specifically the one with the snow cap and beard, Kriegsman body, Kriegsman rifle, and Cadian Las rifle. Then cut the Las rifle in half just after the buck, like just before the magazine assembly, and do the same to the Kriegsman rifle and connect the buck stock with the Las rifle front. Then glue it together and then voila. Simple, easy, nothing too complicated. It is a bit of a pricey kit bash, but I'm sure some people I'm sure it's not too hard to find the bits, so yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Enough of me yapping. Army Painter Deep Blue, Matte Black and Ash Grey as a base. This is sort of my standard recipe of my Kriegsman, only with the slight adjustments to the blue I use. So basically my advice is, when you have this mixture that I'm using for the base coat, keep whatever you have left or make some extra, because you're going to need it. Citadel Base Dryad Bark. I use this for all of like the rifle, leathers, fur, basing of the furs. Pretty standard operation for browns. Now, the reason I did the rifle brown is because the Valhallan, I've seen a few artworks where the Valhallan ice warriors use like a brown rifle pattern, like it's painted brown. Army Painter Barbarian Flesh. I use this as a base coat for the flesh. I do come back and fix up the mistakes I cover up. I am smart enough for that. Nothing too crazy, pretty easy. Model Air White, aged white. I use this as a sort of just to start highlighting the face, focusing more on the, well, trying my best to cover as much as possible, as I want this guy pale, like he is literally in the snow. This is my sort of first time trying my best to represent actual human features in certain conditions. Model Air US Desert Armor. I use this for like I'm pretty sure it's a sleeping bag or like a tarp thing on the backpack. If anyone knows what that, I assume it's fabric, is, let me know. I also go for his wraps around his boots, because yes, I double checked real life units. They did used to do that back in 1939 to 42, I think it was. Army Painter Matte Black. Yeah, 1930 to 1942 if you're in a snow region or in Russia or Germany or in the winter. That's kind of what they did, just to keep the snow at their boots. I go over all like the metal parts and his eye patch. Now, you can't see the eye patch yet, but you will at the big end. I hit everywhere, and then I'm going to put metal and his gloves. I also overcoat on the boots to make them dark with a brown highlight. Citadel Base Lead Belcher. I use this for the metallics. Simple, easy, nothing to fuss about. This was a very nice palette cleanser model, I guess is the best way to put it. It was an easy kit bash. I mindlessly did it from looking at bits in my bits bin. Well, trays. And just sort of stuck things together until I made this. Model Air Ivory, to highlight the fabric on his backpack. I don't know what it is. I genuinely don't know. And I also used it to hit his furs on his hat. Forget the name of the hat, as I am professional, I swear. Yeah. I mean, it is just a winter hat, realistically, with a little bit of fur, but I can't for the life of me remember it at the moment. I'll hopefully pop it up on screen. Model Air Aged White. Again, I go for the furs just to sort of finish off that whiteness and give it that little bit nicer texture. Nothing crazy, pretty easy, pretty simple. I do examine my model just to see if I want to add more. Model color, white glaze, army painter, deep blue, matte black and ash grey. This is where you keep that first mix of the base coat. Add white to it, or any type of white, and that gives you a nice, slightly brighter blue, and you start working it on. Because the Valhallan Ice Warriors have a sort of greyish blue, and the base coat is so good at making it, so it is, yeah, a recommendation. Army Painter, no, Citadel Contrast, Blood Angels Red. Don't know why it took me so hard to read that, but yeah. Simple, easy. I go for I make a very light wash and go for the nose, a little bit of the cheeks, and then the end of the las rifle, so it's like it's been hot. Army Painter Leather Brown. I use this to go at the edges and score the... sort of give wear and tear to the leather bits. Like all the edges and all that, just get a little bit of touching of leather brown to sort of age them up. The trickiest part of this model was that I kept trying to paint it like a Kriegsman, forgetting I'm not doing Kriegsman. Model Air. It's just add more white to your previous mix. If you want to do the easier method, just add white. This will be your secondary highlight, I think it is? Yeah. Nothing crazy, but it does a fair bit. Army Painter Dark Tone. I wash majority of the model, the leathers, the gun, and then the legs to darken them so they separate more from the actual coat. I originally was just going to do edge highlights or recess it, but in the end I decided nope, it's going to stain the lot and darken them down, and then they'll look all nice. I also hit the beard with it. Army Painter Leather Brown. I use this to focus on the beard. Do I do this well? No. But it's a good attempt for something so small. I had the shakes, so it wasn't exactly great. I mean, there's not much to talk about, and then I do Army Painter Monster Brown and do the same thing again. Adding texture best I can. Nothing too crazy, pretty easy, pretty relaxed. Then using Citadel Technical Valhallan Blizzard on the base, and we are done. Let's go into review, shall we? you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And check out my Discord down below in the description. And again, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.